Tayo ang kataas-taasang, kagalang-galangang katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan. Mabuhay ang katipunan! Mabuhay ang revolusyon! Kailangan na nating wakasan ang ilang daang taong pananakop ng Espanya. Lalaban tayo hanggang sa huli. Adelante! Adelante!
As it was mentioned earlier, the Filipino people developed a strong feeling of nationalism as a result of the Philippine Revolution. The revolution's goal of overcoming colonialism drew people from many backgrounds together. The 1896 revolution was primarily directed against the Spanish government. When Spain gave the Philippines to the United States, the revolution came to an end. A covert group known as the Katipunan is credited with starting the revolution. The organization's leader, Andres Bonifacio, and his supporters were both influenced by the literary works that highlighted the atrocities of Spanish colonists. The group was successful in rallying members of both the lower and middle classes to revolt against Spain. Although the group continued to operate covertly, the Spanish government was able to track them down in August 1896. The revolution was sparked by this. The Spanish government could have been satisfied of Rizal's innocence of any treasonable designs against Spain's sovereignty in the islands had it known how the exile had declined an opportunity to head the movement which had been initiated on the eve of his deportation. His name had been used to gather the members together and his portrait hung in each Katipunan Lodge Hall. But all this was without Rizal's consent or even his knowledge. And now, the second phase of the Philippine Revolution. So what really happened before the declaration of Philippine independence? The second stage of the Philippine Revolution began in April 1898. The Spanish-American War was started by the Americans against Spain after a U.S. Navy cruiser blew up and sank in Havana Harbor. Commodore George Dewey and the Asiatic Squadron of the U.S. Navy attacked Manila and routed the Spanish Navy. All Spanish ships were sunk in a matter of hours and the U.S. took control of the Philippine capital. Aguinaldo made friends with America in the meanwhile. A U.S. consul he met with recommended him to work with the Americans. In order to continue his efforts against the Spanish rulers, Bonifacio eventually left his exile in Hong Kong and returned to the Philippines. So, si Aguinaldo ay nakipagpulong sa leader ng mga Amerikano sa silangan, which was George Dewey. Ang pagpupulong nila ay ginanap sa barkong Olympia. In their discussion, Dewey said that their intention here in the Philippines is to help the Filipinos to be freed from the Spaniards. Noong May 24, 1898, itinatag ang pamahalaang diktatorial alinsunod sa payo ni Ambrosio Rianzares Bautista, isang Amerikanong konsul sa Hong Kong. Ginanap ang pagtatag nito sa mansyon ni Don Maximo Inocencio sa Calle Arsenal sa Cavite, Puerto. It was June 5, 1898 when Aguinaldo released a decree that says June 12 will be the Independence Day of the Philippines. Because of that occasion, he commissioned Julian Felipe to create or compose the national anthem. On July 11, 1898, Julian Felipe finished his composition and it was called Marcha Nacional Filipina. And Aguinaldo proclaimed the Philippine Republic's founding and independence on June 12, 1898. The Filipino flag was raised on his balcony in his home in Kawit, Cavite. Filipinos were the first to hear Marcha Nacional Filipina o Lupang Hinirang, the national anthem of the Philippines. Through the Treaty of Paris, the Spanish government gave up control of the Philippines to the United States in December of that year. The Spanish-American War came to a close, and the Americans acquired control of the Philippines, but in reality, independence had not been attained. What really happened that time was a mock battle between the Spanish and the Americans without the knowledge of Aguinaldo. On June 23, 1898, pinalitan ang pamahalaang diktatorial ng pamahalaang revolusyonaryo. Ang pamahalaang ito ay binuo para tulungan ng Pilipinas na maghanda para sa kalayaan at pagbuo ng isang bagong republika. Ang Kongreso ng Malolos ay itinatag ni Aguinaldo sa ilalim ng pamahalaang diktatorial noong July 18, 1898. Ang Kongreso ay binigyan ng kapangyarihang maging tagapayo ni Aguinaldo. Ito ay nagsimula sa panahon ng pamahalaang revolusyonaryo. Noong September 15, 1898, tinipon ang Kongresong Revolusyonaryo sa Malolos, Bulacan sa Barasuin Church, kung saan sila ay inatasang buuin ang konstitusyon ng bansa. Binuo ang kongresong ito ng mga itinalagang opisyal at mga inihalal na kinatawan mula sa lahat ng probinsya ng Pilipinas. Isa sa mga unang ginawa ng kongreso ay ang pag-aproba sa June 12, 1898 Proclamation of Independence. Sinang-ayunan ng Kongreso ng Malolos ang unang version ng konstitusyon noong November 29, 1898. Ibinalik ito ni Pangulong Aguinaldo noong December 1, 1898 para sa ilang mga pagbabago na tinanggihang sundin ng Kongreso. Noong December 23, 1898, nang sa wakas, inaprobahan ng Pangulong Aguinaldo ang borador ng konstitusyon. Pinagtibay ito ng Kongreso ng Malolos noong June 20, 1899 at formal naman itong ipinahayag ni Pangulong Emilio Aguinaldo noong January 21, 1899. Ayon sa konstitusyong nilikha ng Kongreso ng Malolos, mayroong tatlong sangay ang pamahalaan: ehekutibo, pinamumunuan ng Pangulo at mga kalihim ng bawat kagawaran; lehislatura, sa ilalim ng isang punong ministro at binubuo ng mga kinatawan mula sa mga probinsya o kongreso; at ang hudikatura, isang pangulo ng Korte Suprema ang namumuno rito, kasama ang iba pang mga hukom. Pinaghiwalay din ito ang tungkulin ng simbahan sa tungkulin ng Estado. Ang mga karapatan ng tao at ang kapangyarihan at tungkulin ng mga opisyal ng pamahalaan ay nakasulat din dito. May kalayaan ang mga mamamayan sa pagpili ng kanilang relihiyon. Ang kapangyarihan din sa paggawa ng batas ay nakaatang sa asembleya at ang mga kasapi nito ay inihalal din ng mga tao. Ang Pangulo ang tumatayong tagapagpaganap kasama ang 7 kalihim. Ang mga kalihim ay hinirang ng Pangulo at ang mga ito ay mananagot sa Kongreso. Ang Kongreso ang naghalal kay Aguinaldo bilang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Hinirang siya noong January 23, 1899, ang parehong petsa kung kailan formal na itinatag ang unang Republika ng Pilipinas na kompleto sa mga katangian ng Estado, 3 sangay ng pamahalaan, 1 konstitusyon at teritoryong nagpapasailalim ng gobyernong may hukbong sandatahan. Mahalaga ang pagkakatatag ng saligang batas ng Malolos dahil ito ang susundin ng bagong tatag na pamahalaang revolusyonaryo sa ilalim ni Emilio Aguinaldo. Ito ang magsisilbing gabay sa bagong gobyerno kung ano ang mga panuntunan na dapat sundin upang maging maayos ang takbo ng pamamahala sa Pilipinas.